I'm just gonna jump into this with the work sword. I recently made some videos on the battle axe, mostly talking about back hits, double hits, those kinds of things. But I was thinking about if I wanted to do a video on the work sword, and the answer is yes. The problem is that the work sword is a lot more of a complicated beast to explain. There's a lot of ways to use the work sword, and overall it's a very powerful weapon. It's probably one of the more difficult ones to actually use to its greatest effectiveness. But I mean, there's just so many good things about it. This swing is great. This swing is great. Like, it's all so good. These are awesome. This is great. I mean, like, look at all those great moves. And even the standing swing. The standing swing is also fantastic. It's like sleeper amazing. Cutting heads all day from the jumping position, sometimes even the standing position. Now, that being said, there are some trash moves in this weapon's arsenal. The backswing is fairly shitty compared to everything else. I guess in the grand scheme of things, it's not the worst thing ever, but in terms of what the work sword has, it's not good. The third swing is god awful. God help your soul if you don't know how to weave. If you don't know how to weave, I'm going to cover it really quickly. It's basically just this little unending combo where you delay the third swing just long enough that the animation is canceled into a new attack. So basically, if you want to practice that, you can just hold forward, let your mouse do all the work, double click. You see you got two swings, double click, double click, double click, and just keep trying until you can do it at the fastest speed you can without getting the third swing to come out. Because obviously if you go too fast, you get the third swing. Alright, we're done. That was as brief as I could make the weave. Now that we've talked about all the swings, we can jump into how some of them work together. I'm going to start with this side swing because this is my favorite, my bread and butter. That delay, you can see the swing is still active as it is returning to its resting position. That means that you can hit instantly from the side like that, but you won't be able to combo anything very easily that way. You see what I mean? Like, it took a long time for any other swing to come out. Even the same swing or another swing. So, if you do a delay hit, where you can kind of walk it into your opponent, you can walk it into your opponent, you can use another swing immediately after because this swing is pretty much over. That is very effective and one way that you can basically end a match in like one swift motion. Let's see. Yeah. One thing is like comboing the side swings together and doing something like that. Gosh, I'm really bad. I'm not very good at this, please mind you. I'm good with this swing, not so much this one. Alright. There. That was a decent enough example. Actually, if we set them up close enough, it should... Yeah, that should be fine. Oh, hit the wrong target. Can you believe that? I'm putting too much pressure on myself. Alright. Aye. Alright. Just take my word for it. There we go. As soon as I give up, that's when I hit it. Now, that's a way that you can use the side swings. I should probably practice these more because I'm not as efficient with them as I could be. Your weave works very well with these because, as you just saw, I randomly brought in the standing swing in my weave combo. It doesn't make a lot of sense, I know, when you look at it, but that's just how it is. So instead of getting this shitty third swing, you get, well, you don't want this. This is what you don't want. Instead of that shitty third swing, you get this. A four-piece that's actually pretty good. Not bad at all, actually. So, we can use a lot of different extensions to the weave, in the sense that, you know, we can cancel into, like, any other swing that you want, really. And I don't know why I can't hit this. Am I trash? There we go. The answer is a resounding yes. Yes, I am trash. So, good to know. Cancel into whatever you want. Another important thing to note is that we can use the spin in what I like to consider 3 different ways to use it. There's the high spin, something I like to do because I like to catch people with the high spin like this and get a headshot. We can do the falling spin where you're on your way down and you start to spin. So it's like this. And then you can do a full delay where you just take it as long as possible and actually even touch the ground, or maybe even just, well, I'm not sure exactly what is the timing. Is it like, I'm trying to see exactly how long I can delay that. Yeah, there we go. That's about as long as you can delay it, which is very powerful. It allows you to dodge because you're already grounded, so you can go like that. So, why is that amazing? Well, it's sneaky, you know. Well, some people might not be expecting you to suddenly dodge in like that with a swing. It's already in motion. And if they are caught by it, you can combo it into pretty much any other swing, which generally speaking you're going to want to do the weave because that's going to allow you to get the most damage in. We'll use this Berserker as a test subject. Before he could even pull his weapon out. I mean, he was trying. Oh, that is so satisfying. Anyway, so it's good to know that you can double hit with a work sword. Because, yes, I do consider that a double hit. That is 2 hits before pretty much anything can be done. And, yeah, I don't really think there's any weapon fast enough that can react to that. If I'm wrong, I'd love to know. But, yeah. Let's see. Covered some of the tactics with the spin, delay spins. For the most part, that's really all you need to know as far as, like, what you can do as far as when the spin's over. Just trying to show a few creative ideas. And one of them is that you can do a dodge with the right side swing and do like a full 180 to like bamboozle your opponent. Oh, Jesus. That's better. It's fairly effective. It can be a good way to end a round, you know, catch someone off guard. It's somewhat risky, you know, you can get caught and die for that. You can do the same with this. And it's also good to know that that hits almost directly behind you, so you're quite literally doing a 180. You can also just do a full 360 rotation because it just swings all the way around you like so. I'm going to try to make it a little bit more obvious. Or, actually, what if we do this? We can slow it down and really appreciate the arc of that spin. And actually, this is a great example of showing the delay hit on this one right here. Alright, we're going to try to do it. I'm not used to this kind of slow game, so it might take a few tries here. As the swing is coming back up to its resting position, it is still active. And that is a very powerful tool. Oh, jeez. That's better. Not the most ideal way to use it, but that's good. So. That's better. Okay. Another way that I like to use this right side slash I would like to mention is defensively. I might go for something like this and then pull away. And because you saw how that is coming back up, we can use that defensively. So as we're walking away, we're strafing right. It's kind of giving us a little bit of extra breathing room. Because if they jump in too close, they can actually still get hit by that. And as we know, if you get hit by a delayed animation, the very end of it, you can combo. I should really practice this stuff more before I actually jump into a video. Anyway, yeah, let's just go over some of the weave combos now, I suppose. Like, That's a decent one. I'm mostly hoping that you guys will see this visibly, because a lot of you have played the game for a long time. You can see what I'm doing, and then start imitating it, and then you can also, you know, see my mouse movements by watching the way my camera turns and get a better feel for how it should look and feel. So, do some shenanigans like this, or say that. You know, your weave can be ended in a lot of ways, and it's good to be creative. Being creative is what will make your opponent keep guessing, and because they're guessing, that gives you more chances of victory. So, yeah, I suppose another thing, use this, or sorry, not this, use this as a defensive tool. If you suspect that a person is going to, let's say someone's going to do exactly what I'm about to do here. This is what the opponent's going to do. And you predict it, or at least you have some modicum of idea that is coming, you can do this little motion right here, okay? So, they're coming in like that. And the thing is this hits really low to the ground. So if I crouch, it'll go under this bucket probably. Yeah. And if you see how low that is a lot, that is not much, that is not much higher, or sorry, not much lower than like halfway up the jump. I could literally jump on top of this barrel. That means you can jump over this, okay? That is 100% jumpable. You can jump over it on prediction. You can do it on reaction, but that's like you're in the zone. Anyway, so you know that's coming. So you do like a weave, and then they come in for the moment where you're trying to set up your next weave, right? They try to get that gap. You're gonna just jump and smack them. And a little slap on top of the head takes their head off. It's easy peasy. Not the most difficult move to perform, but one that people don't generally use much. You can turn slightly to the right. You'll see that it's still active for a fair long time. So, yeah, that's a great way to use it. Let's see. We talked about some of the ways to combo with the weave. We showed some jump spins. We showed what swings you can use. We talked about delaying the hits of the swings, or where they hit from. I believe we talked about this hitting, you know, real close to the right side immediately, as well as this hitting to the left side immediately. You know, they take a moment to travel to one side to the other, but I mean, very powerful defensive tools, these side springs. If you use these correctly in a defensive pattern, very hard for people to get in. And yeah, honestly, I think that's all I really want to cover right now. There's some more nuances to the work sword, but a lot of that really needs to just be played and felt, and actively thinking about where you can improve and like what works together. I mean, just knowing that you can oh my god, I missed. What is that movement? What is this AI? But just knowing that you can double hit that way and get some extra damage in to take a round, increase your odds of getting a headshot, can go a long way for making you win a game. And yeah, I guess that's really all I want to talk about today.